Before we jump into today's episode, if you're digging Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, please know that in 2026, our 10th anniversary year, your support truly matters. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/udownwithkpp. Memberships start at just $1 a month and help us bring you even more KPP. You can also support the show with new Ka-Pow merch on our TeePublic store. Please know we appreciate every bit of support, and on with the episode.
You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. What a night. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
Seth.
Or what a day. I don't know when you're listening to this.
Yeah, we don't know. We're happy you're listening.
I don't want to know.
There you go.
Keep it to yourself.
Please.
We need boundaries, folks. We need boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't stop you from interacting with us, contacting us, commenting on our socials, sending an email, whatever you'd like to do. We're open to suggestions, criticisms, compliments, whatever you got. Throw them our way.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon. Buy a t-shirt.
T-shirts, TeePublic. All that. It's good stuff.
Show the world you're down with KPP.
There might be some cool... Ooh,
wear it ironically.
Now, come on.
Right.
If you're not down with it.
We've got some 10th anniversary designs, which Cliff has just informed us that's coming up very soon. Our 10th year.
Right
March.
around the corner.
Let's say you're an ogre and you want to wear one ironically. That's a great... Or you know an ogre in your life who doesn't know how to use the internet or has no skills.
Mm-hmm. I think the ogres are... They've been hibernating.
Yeah.
I haven't seen...
Yeah. Go in there and throw a hoodie on them. Get them cozy.
Buy a KPP blanket.
Push them up against each other and let them share heat.
Wow.
So it's spring.
No one even knows what we're talking about.
Not a clue.
Spring.
Not unless they've been here for 10 years. So
That's true. That's true.
Sorry, Jordan. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just trying to move this along.
Wow. That's good luck with that.
So March has been a
If you
busy
can do that,
month.
you would have been done 5 years ago.
Oh.
Decade.
Oh.
Such a long time to be talking on the internet.
Yeah.
It is. It's a long time to talk over each other on the internet.
Yeah.
I do sometimes miss the velvet and being able to interrupt each other in person. That was so nice.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
still
I was thinking, of something will come up like that. What we were talking about before we started recording that stuff. I was like, man, that was post COVID. We were doing that stuff all on Zoom. It's like, man, it's been a long time since we were doing it. I had to set all that crap up every time.
Carry that
still do.
Tupperware tote around full of wires and cords.
Carry it around the neighborhood.
I still do set this all up every time. It's annoying.
You don't leave it out.
No.
Well, I mean, I suppose...
I don't use my computer for anything but this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to eat dinner sometime over there.
Yeah. Well, I don't use the table for dinner either.
Oh, okay.
Strictly games.
Too nice a table to eat on.
Yeah.
Who would
You don't eat off velvet.
just?
What are we doing?
I don't know. I've lost it.
We're talking about springtime.
Oh, okay.
Anniversaries.
10 years of fun. Speaking of fun.
Toy Trail.
Vintage.
We went places.
Speaking of fun.
Cliff, the toy trail once again. Where were you off? I know you had like 8 things on your calendar you had to choose from. So which did you decide?
Yeah, I did, and like I've only done one of them. But yeah, the toy trail had a new stop this year.
Oh, whoa.
So yeah, new port to roll into. Just when was that? A couple weeks ago. For the first time ever was the Toyorama Toy, I think, Expo in Canton, Ohio, at the Stark County Fairgrounds. This was put on by some fairly local to us guys. Clifton, that owns Happy Pappy's Action Figure Extravaganza, and the Ohio Toy Nerd, or Ohio Nerd, or his name's Warren, whatever he goes by. I'm not sure exactly, but they got together and decided they were going to do their own show in their backyard, and yeah, I was really excited about it. I seen some of the vendors that were talking about being there, and it was it was a who's who of the vintage Ohio toy scene, I would say, for sure. But the big building, big fair building, lots of space. I think there were like 124 tables or something around there, if I remember right. So quite a few vendors, a lot of familiar faces. If you watch vintage toy stuff on like YouTube channels and things like that. So yeah, so that I ended up took my dad because he's retired now, and doesn't get out as much. And he was telling me, we were talking on the way up there, and he was telling me that over the winter there, we had a bunch of snow this winter, and he was like, yeah, there were like 3 weeks I didn't leave the house. And I was like, oh my gosh. So got him out of the house. Also met my son and his fiance.
Wow, that's must be exciting. Met your son?
Well, met him. Yeah, we met him there. He went up to
oh.
And so we got there about 15 minutes. We did about a 5 to 8 minute tour of driving around the venue, trying to find a gate that was open. But they had free parking, which was great. And we got there about 15 minutes beforehand. Got out. Ended up getting in line because we did not prepay for our tickets, did not do the early bird, and so we were kind of pretty close to the front of the line, and we were there about 5 minutes, and I was like, I just kind of turned to scan around, and that line was pretty huge. So good for them. Lots and lots of people showed up. People brought their kids, brought families, and they had a food truck out front that smelled pretty good, and so we got in there, and man, it filled up quickly. That place was packed all day long. It only ran till about 3 o'clock. I think we were there till 1, right around 1 o'clock, but we got there at 10. Yeah, and it was super great. Those guys had their booths, the regulars, toy department in Cincinnati, The American Zennial had a booth there. There were just all kinds, but it was mostly vintage. It was a wide variety of stuff, which was really nice. It wasn't super Joe heavy. It wasn't super Marvel heavy. It wasn't all Star Wars. It was a nice little, variety of stuff to choose from. So we did all that. I had a small little haul there. Did not buy anything from my list. I didn't really find anything off my small little list I've been shopping with, but did come home with a little haul. Had got some good deals on. I did buy a 1989 would have been Keaton Batman, but the 1989 Toy Biz Batman from the movie. It was a complete figure. It's in great shape, no scrapes or scuffs or missing paint. So I bought one of those. I bought a little Flash Superpowers because dude had $3 on it. Well, I was like, well, I can't pass this up. One of the modern ones and I didn't have that guy. And then the first thing I picked up at a booth was the new Motu out of the Origins cartoon collection. It was the 2-pack Prince Adam with Cringer, not Battle Cat, but Cringer. And found a really good deal on it. It was like $20. I'd seen it clearanced out at Target a while ago and Amazon. I think it was still running about $35 on Amazon. So I picked that up, and 2 other guys stopped me while I was at the show. Saw me carrying it around and wanted to know, where I picked it up, what booth, did they have any more? They were looking for it, so that made me feel, pretty good about that. That's always nice when somebody
$25 and it's yours.
Right. When somebody comes up and says, "Man, that's really cool," and yeah, how bad do you want it? I guess so. So yeah, there was that, and I did pick up the new McFarlane Superpowers. I got the little Brainiac ship. What happened with that, actually, I walked into a booth, and I'm not sure which one it was. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was an older fella, and he had I picked up that Brainiac ship. It was in a box. I was like, flipped it over, and I think it said $15 on it. I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I've seen it cheaper. You got any room on it, that type of thing. And as I'm looking there, and I look over and I see in a box was the McFarlane Bug ship, the Blue Beetle ship, which I have. It's probably my favorite thing out of the new Superpowers line. But I knew Cooper didn't have it. He's been collecting that stuff. And so I was like, well, as my dad's standing there, and I was like, well, let me call Cooper, because he was in the building, of course. And I was like, I want to see if he's interested in it. And I thought, well, I'll just buy it if I can, if I can package them together, I'll get a better price. And so as I'm on my phone, I hear the guy. My dad's talking to him. The guy's like, he goes, you can have them both for $30. And so I've got Cooper, and I'm telling him, hey, you looking for this? And he's like, yeah, I'll come. I'll be there in a second. I'll come. Let me come and look at it. By that time, my dad had already bought both of them for $30, and he's like, here, so he didn't come home with anything from the show, but we got a little bonus there from him, so that was cool. Then that was pretty much it. Lots of good stuff. I picked up several things I did not buy, but some vintage stuff, but pretty cool show. Lots and lots of people. They say they're gonna already announced they're gonna do it again next year. So I'm sure it'll be bigger. In the back of the building, they had a yellow Camaro from the Transformers, the Bumblebee Camaro from the Transformers, and it was which was cool. It was not somebody bought a yellow Camaro and put stickers on it. It was actually one of the Chevrolet manufactured for the movie promotion cars, which was cool. Had a mask in it, a Bumblebee mask, and it was nice. And then they somebody else, I don't know, might have been the same person, but they also had a Speed Racer Mach 5 car sitting in the back, and that you could look at and take pictures with, and that was that thing was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like the interior was amazing. It just straight out of the cartoon. So lots of people were checking that out and taking pictures and stuff. But yeah, I mean, just talked to a few people. It was nice. It was a good show. I will highly recommend it. Hopefully next year they'll get a few more vendors because they had a lot of vendors, but the turnout was so massive for it. I mean, it was $5 to get in. It was a great first show. That's for sure. I mean, it was better than some of the shows I've seen that have been around for a while. So super, super cool. My dad and I, we stopped by a Fatheads Brewery in Canton for lunch, which was really good. And then I told him we had a little bit of time, so I told him I was going to stop at the Canal Fulton store, right at, like 15 minutes down the road. I've been there once before. It's called Toys That Time Forgot, and it's been there since the 90s. I think the guy's sons run it now. So we stopped there, and it's kind of Big Fun-esque, like. It's not, you don't feel as claustrophobic, but it's just still a lot of stuff to look at. But it's set up really cool. They also have comics there. They have a giant, I think I showed you guys a couple years ago, but they have a giant, file system, wooden file glass windows in the front that you can go through all the comics. They're all, back issues. They don't have anything new. But I did notice they pick up, or they had flyers there. They do participate in Free Comic Book Day. So I thought that was cool. Talked to those guys for a little bit. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about, my dad has this, I think it's Ideal Toys from the 1950s. It's a Roy Rogers Fix-It stagecoach that his isn't complete. He would like for it to be complete, but as we were kind of standing there and I was looking at some stuff behind the counter, and we were talking to the guy, and I just happened to look down, and their one sat complete, no box, but great shape. I was like, hey, look, there's your stagecoach. And I was asking, I think he had $100 on it. But my dad, he won't spend any money, so most of the time. So especially on something he mostly has. So he hem-hawed around about that. And funny story, he was the only two things he's ever shown interest in any of these toy shows are that stagecoach, which we had found one in a box one time in Xenia, and the other thing is one time was the lunchbox. You guys remember me telling you about? He found his lunchbox, right. The Voyage. What's that movie? Voyage Under the Sea?
Yeah, Fantastic Voyage.
No.
Or 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
No. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Okay.
So anyways, as we're there, and I was like, oh, look at all the lunch boxes, because they have like a whole metal collection of old stuff, really cool stuff, like old cartoons. And he goes, they got one of my lunch boxes over there. And the guy behind the counter, he's like, oh, you want to see it? He's like, yeah, sure. And as he's getting it down, he goes, how much do you have on it? And the guy looks at the price tag and he goes, $749.95. And I hear my dad go, 75? I don't know. And the guy goes, no. $749.95. And like, if you could, his eyes were just like starstruck. Like he could not believe that lunchbox was.
That is crazy.
$750. And the guy's like, well, it's a really good shape. It's got the thermos. And I was just like, I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, you don't know this guy. So anyways, as we left and we're going home, I checked eBay. I was like, I wonder what this thing really sells for, right? And sure enough, like there were some listings and some sold of like $500, $700 on this lunchbox. I don't know what's so special about it, but maybe it's rare. I don't know. But I was like, $750, it's probably not that far off.
it's a movie people half remember the title to, so you know people are going to want that.
Who wouldn't want that? So, so anyway, so yes, I went to the Toyo-Rama Expo. Can't wait to do it again next year. It's going to be great. I'm sure they'll have a big crowd next year.
Well, that very same weekend, we had our local show come back. The Classic Plastics Toy Expo returned to Parkersburg at the Art Center, kind of a fundraiser. They split the proceeds with the Art Center as a fundraiser for them as well. So I ran down there on Sunday to check it out. Saw some familiar faces, some local favorites. Saw Corbin, the mystical intern. He's still around doing his mystical things. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of nostalgic. Not a lot of $700 lunchboxes, but good bargain. A lot of loose out of the box stuff. A lot of stuff. Not a ton of comics, but I did find some good bargains. Found a bunch of What If comics, which everybody loves.
Yeah,
I read through a few of those and enjoyed them. It was very nice. It's nice to have something like that local. You don't have to get on the trail and drive
too far. You got to get off the Ohio Trail and get on the West Virginia one. So
right.
Did you go Sunday? Is that when you went?
Yeah.
Okay. I somehow missed you. I went pretty late Sunday. It was kind of an afterthought, and I was sitting at home, and I was just like, it'd be really stupid of me not to, to travel and go to all these shows around the state, and then the one closest to me, in my hometown, I don't go to. So I went down for a little bit downtown Parkersburg, and just by myself, and I was really glad I did, because I had Columbus Vintage Toys always goes to that show, which I thought, okay, they're at every big show around here, but he had about half a rack of the McFarlane Superpowers on card. So there were several there that I did not have, and I very could have easily, my gut said buy them all, but my bank account said no. So I bought a Jason Todd Robin, which I didn't have, and I bought a Mr. Terrific.
Goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Which is actually, I'd never seen that figure in hand before, so that's a pretty cool figure from the movie. So I was pretty excited about that. Got a little deal on those, and picked those up. But yeah, I stopped at the Stan Solo booth and talked with John there for a little bit. I'm in the Stan Solo. I've bought stuff off of him quite a few times. He always has a really good booth. He brings good stuff. But it's custom stuff. Star Wars 3 3/4 inch, and he's the U.S. distributor for Stan Solo. So he's from Parkersburg, and I stopped and talked to him a couple times, and he was showing me some new stuff and some 3D printed stuff he'd been working on, and talked to him. Talked to Rocky Turner, local guy here that does a line of kind of vintage style wrestlers, like WWE stuff. Talked to him a little bit. He was kind of showing me some of his stuff. Friend of show Russ does some work for him, I think, on the packaging. So talked to him for a little bit, and stopped and talked to the Columbus guys for a minute before I left. But it was a good show. Like, I'd kind of forgotten. I will admit that I didn't think I was going to see much. And then I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good show.
Pretty jam-packed.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it was only a couple weeks after that, Seth and I went up to Cleveland for the Fan Expo, which has been around for a while. I've never been to that show. It's at the Huntington Convention Center. I didn't even know where that was, but it's literally right across the street from Huntington Bank Field where the Browns play.
I didn't even know it was the name of the field.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like,
You
wait,
didn't
there's
know the
pictures
Browns
of
played at
Browns play.
Huntington Bank? They had
Correct.
changed it like a couple years ago. They bought the rights. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw on the highway sign there was like a new thing running across the sign, changing the name to Huntington. I was like, oh, this must not have been that long because there's a new sign. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't even know we were at the field. Like we parked by the field. Well, we were looking the other way, but we're coming back. I was like, oh, there's the football field.
Literally didn't even look to our right to see the giant
crazy.
football stadium because we were like, where are we going? Follow that guy with the backpack. Yeah, so that's right there on the lake. The Great Lakes Science Center is right there. And apparently the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just like a block.
Yeah, it's
right
right next to the Science Center. So, yeah.
That's kind of a neat little downtown area. Would be nice to explore at some point. But we were on kind of a 1 day up and back kind of trip, and we left. It was lucky timing because we left right about 7, and the gas station didn't have any gas apparently. All the pumps had bags over the handles where we tried to stop for gas. So and we went to the top of the hill up there, and they weren't open yet.
Wow.
The lady, it was like 6:59. The lady was just flipping on the light, so we were able to get some gas, luckily, right when they opened. So we got up there. It was about 9:30 by the time we got in, and they had this thing you had to activate your badge. They gave you a badge with no lanyard. They just handed you a badge, and they're like, scan that QR code to activate it. Like, I don't even know I've never had to do anything like that. I don't even know what that means, but you had to scan it in, type in your email and your cell phone number, and it's just I don't know if it was just to try to get you to register, to download their app. Well, I don't know what it was, but it was some kind of smart badge, and they would scan it like when you went into panels and stuff. So I guess they were kind of
they're
tracking.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they would know how many people attended each panel or who was coming and going. I don't know. It was a little beyond my normal take on things, but it was. So if we were late or something, or there was some big long line, it could have been a hassle, but there wasn't that many people yet, and they just let us right in.
We got there 9:30. It wasn't supposed to open till 10. They just let everybody in.
Really?
Yeah, we just walked.
No line.
Walked straight in. Yeah. So yeah, if I had paid money for a VIP to get in early, I probably wouldn't be happy. But
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were there bright and early, and of course it's Sunday morning. No one's there yet. Nobody's at their booth. Their main reason for going was to meet Joe Quesada, a classic artist, editor-in-chief at Marvel for a stretch in the 2000s. His table said he was signing at 11. So we're like, okay, we're an hour and a half early for the main attraction here. So we just kind of meandered around a little bit. I didn't really want to start shopping at that point because I didn't have my game plan ready. It's hard to, I don't want to carry a bunch of books around the rest of the day. So I was like, I don't really want to start shopping, but there's nothing else to do. So yeah, it was just kind of a slow start to the day. But eventually some of the pros showed up. I met Michael Golden, a classic artist.
He
Seth
was.
had met
I thought
before,
we were
but
going to have a fight.
he didn't trust that he'd already signed the shield.
It was just like, let me see. You're not allowed to stand until I can see it. I'm telling you, I don't see my squiggle on there. I'm like, dude, you're on there. They're like, I got it right here. You're between this name and this name. And I can't point at it because it's on my back. He's like, fine. Well, I'll take your word for it. It's like, you don't get to sign it twice. With this attitude, you're lucky you got to sign it one time.
I'm rethinking my first choice.
Right.
Yeah, right. Who do you think you are, Brett Breeding?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then Mike DiCarlo was there, classic Batman inker. So I got both of them on a detective book they both worked on, so that was cool. And Bill Morrison, he's done Simpsons and Futurama comics for Bongo basically since they started. He's done 1 million issues of The Simpsons. I'd seen other shows. And hands the
money for Mike DiCarlo.
Yeah, we got a little confused of who to hand the money to. There's a great
nobody wants to ever act like they take any money. They want all your money, but they don't want to be the one to take it. So it's like, if you're too good for it, don't ask for it. Like,
They hire some poor schlub body double to sit there under the sign, make you think it's somebody. But yeah, so I'd seen him in other shows, but I was just like, I just didn't really have anything good for him to sign. But as some back issue bin I was digging through, I found a one shot from 1993, like one of the original Simpsons comics that he had done. I was like, okay, this is a really cool book. And the sign at his table said $25 signatures or free if personalized. I was like, well, heck yeah, let's do that. So I slide it across the table. He signs it. He's like, you pay him. Like, didn't ask if I wanted it personalized. Didn't do it. Just it's like, okay, this all right, cool. So yeah, I had to pay a little more than I had imagined for him. But then I got a bargain from Scott Hanna. He inks John Romita Jr. has done literally thousands of books in his career. I had gotten that famous Spider-Man in the Rain cover signed by him a couple years ago, and it was $20, which I thought was a little bit crazy a couple years ago. Now that seems to be a little more normal. But I didn't have all my posters at that point. I hadn't quite dove fully into that idea. So I had a Spider-Man poster. I'm like, this guy has inked literally 2,000 issues of Spider-Man. I have to have him on the poster. And he didn't charge me. He's like, oh, I don't charge for that kind of thing, because he'd just joined his name with a bunch of other artists. Like, well, that's super cool. So I'm sorry I've grumbled about you the last couple of years. You did me a solid on this one. So all is forgiven, Scott.
That's all right. Roy Thomas will charge you $50 a poster.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
See him next.
A little worried about my next trip, but we'll stay tuned. We'll get to that. Erica Schultz, got her on my Daredevil poster. She's written a bunch of the Daredevil, Elektra kind of books recently. And then Stephen Platt had a super cool Doctor Doom variant that he did. I was like, I love this cover. He's like, yeah, I really like that one. I like how that one came out too. So he signed nice bright green on the Doctor Doom book. Just looks really awesome. So that took up the whole morning, getting those 6 signatures, whatever it was. And we loitered around. Finally, Joe Quesada came to the table, and then we made him wait. We didn't rush right up to the table. We're like, you can sit there a little bit. We waited on you long enough.
I was like, we are not going to be first. Like, yeah, I told him, like, because we had got the package or whatever for 4 signatures each or whatever, and I only brought my Shield and 3 comics. And I was like, and I had spent the last few weeks trying to figure out what 3 comics I was going to bring. And I told him, I was like, you watch. I only brought these 3 comics, and he's going to say, oh, I'll sign as many as you want or some crap. And sure enough, we got there, and they were supposed to give us a lithograph signed also, and they didn't have them. They didn't make the shipment. So they'll sign another comic. I was like, what? But they ended up just giving me, they had a table of comics to sell also that he'd done, and they just gave me a comic signed. I was like, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so I wonder sometimes about these packages, because it did end up being a bargain, because signatures were $30. So if you bought the package, it was a little bit cheaper. But they just kind of oversell what these packages are. Okay, you get 4 autographs. You get a signed print, exclusive. Okay, well, those didn't even show up. You get a selfie. It's like, would he not take a picture with you if you didn't? But like, I assume he would just take a picture anyway, so I can't imagine that's a big deal. And the other selling point was guaranteed seating at his panel. Well, there's like 25 people at the panel, but there was no worry that you wouldn't get a seat. So yeah, it's, again, it ended up saving you a little money, but these packages don't always. Like I bought that John Romita meet and greet package. They ended up just canceling the whole thing.
Yeah, that was a fiasco.
I've not had good luck with these packages yet. But yeah, so instead of 4 autographs, we got 5, which was fine with me. I was
about
thinking
$20.
Buying. Yeah. I was thinking about buying an extra one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got him on the Shield, got his picture with the Shield and stuff, so it's good.
Signed it upside down.
Yeah, because I give it to him one direction, he turns it around and signs it upside down. I'm like, okay, Great job, old man.
But he was nice. I asked him. I said I'd met because I got him to sign a Daredevil issue and that Black Panther World to Come Marvel Knights issue he's doing with Christopher Priest. What I got autographed.
Oh,
last show we went to.
That's your buddy.
So I said I saw Mr. Priest at the last show I was at, and at a panel he told the story about how he gave you your first job at Marvel. I was like, I was just checking to make sure he was telling the truth about that, how he had to chase you down, like, as he had said he didn't have work for him, and then Joe was leaving the building, and then the guy who was working for him called and resigned. He's like, get that Casada guy back here, and he said literally had to chase him down off the elevators and get him back. And so I was like, I just wondered if he was exaggerating. He's like, well, a little bit. He had he didn't have any interior work for him, but he said he gave him a cover to do. So he left and went back the next day with the finished cover. And when he went back the next day, he offered him the job on the book. So I was like, all right, Priest is a little bit of a storyteller, exaggerating the excitement of that story a little bit. So I've got both sides of that story.
That's like my Shooter and Bob Hall going back and forth about the slap. they both have a different story.
So yeah, if I just walked in the door and got all these autographs, it probably would have taken 10 minutes. But as I said, it took way longer because not everybody was at their table. I just kind of walked back and forth. I don't know what most of these people look like, so I would see people behind the table like we thought that guy was Bill Morrison. It's like, nope,
that's all the time. That's how all these cons are. You're like, who the hell? I don't know. This person is them or not.
Who do I give the money to? Who do I talk? So I want to like see them sign something first. Like, okay, they're signing stuff. That must be the
they need name tags.
They've got like the guest badges, but a lot of people wear those. So
yeah.
But yeah, there were several last minute cancellations. I had 13 people written down to get signatures from, and like within 2 days of the show, 5 of them had canceled, but they weren't high priority. Except I really bummed Kevin Altieri canceled, who was worked on Batman the Animated Series, which the other 3 guys, Stan Berkowitz, Stan Reba, and Alan Burnett, I'd met them in Cincinnati and got those on my animated series poster. And so I thought, if I can add this 4th guy, that'll look really nice right on the poster, but he ended up canceling late. So they had a panel at noon that I was thinking about going to. There's Batman the Animated Series reunion panel.
Yeah.
But waiting on Casada, I was like, I'd rather go shop. I'd rather go shop a little bit instead of hitting the panels this early. So I skipped that and did some shopping.
I was at a booth. Well, I went to a booth and Jordan was in there looking at stuff, and then he left and I was looking at stuff, and the guy came over and was talking to me and getting comment. He saw I was looking for cap stuff, so he was getting out stuff trying to sell me the big ticket things. And then he said he gave me his card, whoever said where he was from, and he's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Marietta," and he just gets Asylum Comics. I was like, "Wow."
Jeez.
He's like, "Yep, I know that one." He's like, "I used to do his show or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, he was just standing here a minute ago." But we talked to him later. He found Jordan. We were talking to him.
Yes, I went to his booth and he did the same thing. I had my want list laying there. I was flipping through the bins, so I had my paper there with the books I'm looking, and he starts looking over my shoulder. "Oh, you want the volume 1 of that?" And he was running around finding the stuff from my list. I was like, "This is a
wish list."
Well, yes, a wish list. This is not a have to have list. And he was pulling like $90 books. So like, yeah, we're not doing that today. But yeah, that's Adam from Adam's Action Figures.
Oh,
nice
yeah.
Catch up with him.
He had a booth. Well, I think he has does part of the Kent State show I went to. I think that's his show. And he also had a booth at Toyorama. So
he gets around for sure.
Yeah.
But he was trying to get
talking about wanting you to do another show, and
Trying to
I said,
relaunch.
I think the last, I said the last one he did was at the college. He's like, well, I think that was when he wasn't doing vendors, which I know isn't true because I know you there, which is a weird thing to remember, but I know you had vendors there because you bought Captain America Annual 8 at that show. I remember you showing it to me. It's a weird thing to remember, but I was like, no, there was vendors there.
I went back to the Lafayette for the
there was one after
show.
that. Yeah. That was only like local, mostly local people. Yeah.
And we ran into a local artist, Doc Springer, was up there. He gets to a lot of shows. We were talking to him for a few minutes about all the shows he's been to and all the artists he's rubbed elbows with that have annoyed him, or either cool guys or guys not so cool. Not a ton of comics up there. Lots of anime stuff, a lot of merchandise and stuff, but not a ton of comics. There was a half price booth, was pretty cool, and there was a booth that everything in the boxes was $5. So those are kind of nice to dig through.
I struck gold.
Yeah, you came home with a lot of Cap comics.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when I found that place, it was, well, first off, I was like, why is this? Jordan walked up and I was looking at these Cap comics. I was like, why is this $20? And he's like, he's not, it's 10. And I had a stack of comics already pulled out, and before I realized I was going to get them half price. He pointed out that they were 50% off. I was like, oh, well, I don't feel bad about this at all. Got that, and, bought a bunch from them, and then went around. It's like, I'll check one more, see, let's check these places again, and found that $5 place that I had not even seen. And I bought 35 comics from that guy. I was like, I'm filled in a lot of holes this time. So I'm doing good.
Yeah, I found some Fantastic Four books to fill in some holes on that run, and then I'd got the big percentage of all the Spider-Man Clone Saga books, but I was still missing a couple from that one. And I found all of them up there, so I've got the full. I can now sit down and read the full 90s Clone Saga. I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of summer fun, that'll be my summer challenge.
10-year celebration.
So we went Sunday, so we missed always some of the bigger guests were only there Saturday, so we didn't see Hayden Christensen, William Shatner, Brendan Fraser were the three biggest guests, but they were only there Saturday. I did walk a couple loops around the celebrity aisle, saw Dean Norris from Breaking Bad, James Marsters from Buffy, Josh Holloway from Lost, Tamura Morrison, saw Boba Fett.
I didn't even walk up.
Of course, Tom Lennon and Cedric Yarborough were there. They've been at every show I've been to for the last couple of years. They walk around in costume. I just happened to catch them. They were doing they were about to go live to the local Cleveland news channel, and they kind of a group gathered around to watch it. I found the clip on YouTube later, so it's up there. They're pretty funny ad-libbing live local news. And then again, the whole other half of the building was voice actors, anime, video game people that I might recognize a name here or there, but just so many people I just don't know. So no real celebrity encounters this year. So then I did go 2 panels. 1:30 was the TMNT celebration with a couple of the guys that were in the suits, a couple of guys that did the voices. Francois Chow, who was Shredder in part 2, and Judith Hogue, April from the original. So they did a panel, which I'm sure they've done at a million shows because they were, I'm sure they've had all the same questions. So they were cracking each other up with all these jokes I'm sure they've told before. But the one guy was not pandering, but I just got to tell you that we've done a lot of these shows, and TMNT has the coolest fans. You guys are so laid back and so fun and so appreciative. He was like, I mean, look at these Star Wars fans. Go online for 5 minutes with a Star Wars fan. Yeah, guess you can't argue that. So that panel wasn't quite over yet. The Joe Quesada panel was at 2:15, so I got to see most of the Turtles panel, but I sat way in the back so I could sneak out.
Oh, man. So we don't know if at the end they all stood up and shouted Turtle Power again?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
man.
have to go to some other event.
We'll have to
I heard
try
they
it
crawled
again.
down through a sewer cover in the stage.
So yeah, it was nice that the guest that we were most excited to see also had a panel on that day. So that was how we ended the day. He talked about his earliest days at Valiant, being a colorist at Valiant, going to Marvel for the Marvel Knights relaunch, getting promoted to editor-in-chief. But he spent the majority of the panel talking about Spider-Man, and One More Day, how he split up Peter and Mary Jane, and that's the most infamous thing he was involved with at Marvel. So people always ask him about that. So he was a little bit defensive. Now look at what Peter didn't make the deal with the devil. It was Mary Jane who actually did it because she knew. So yeah, it was a lot of well-rehearsed arguments. But I thought it was entertaining and informative. They only did a couple questions at the end, but it was mostly just a long conversation. But that was about it. That ended around 3. We split right after that. Wanted to get home to see the Oscars that night, so we took it straight home.
What was so funny is like you played it totally cool and like, you know, trying to keep me moving. I had no idea that they started at 7. So you probably thought I was like amazingly nonchalant about this and just cutting it down to the minute. And now I'm like, man, I don't even know if Jordan made it home in time.
I knew it started at 7, but I thought that meant the red carpet stuff. I didn't know the show started at 7.
Yeah, I thought the red carpet would start at 7. And I came in and I was like, I turned it on and it was like 5 till 7 or something. and like, oh, it's acting like it's starting in 5 minutes. I was like, I would have been sweating it the whole way home if I'd known how close I was cutting it. That was crazy.
We managed to stop for dinner. We just picked a random place. Freddy's.
Well, Jordan,
Burger.
you can't. Yeah, I go in knowing that I can't get too wild with Jordan. Like he doesn't eat places from around the world necessarily. His pizzas are all meat. Mm-hmm. I was like, what are we getting? But yeah, we found something called Freddy's something. What was it? Freddy's
Steak Burgers.
It was basically steak and shake.
It felt a lot like steak and shake. Yeah.
It was. I was so hungry, honestly, that it was delicious. The fries were nothing to write home about, but it was good.
It was
fast casual.
Fast casual.
Yeah.
Yes. It was funny after you shared that news clip you were in. I naturally, I was like, well, okay, I'm going to check out, see what it was like. So I search Cleveland Fan Expo 2026 on YouTube. And of course, the very first video that comes up was from J5 Studios, which if you remember, we met them at GalaxyCon and they gave us the little pins because we had watched their video to check out GalaxyCon, see the layout. And that was the first one that popped up. So I was watching him go through all the celebs and stuff. And it was kind of funny because I was like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, he's not supposed to be, videoing in this area. And he's commenting, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be showing this, but I'm going to do it until they yell at me.
There wasn't a ton of security. There's no bag check whatsoever. I don't even remember seeing much security.
They heard about
no one yelled at me like Lexington to walk the right way. So.
Yeah.
It was pretty. They let us in half hour early. Like it was a pretty Cleveland's pretty laid back.
Yeah. Well, that's good, I guess.
But so yeah, right after dinner, Seth was looking for a Red Bull and ended up with a.
Oh wow! I totally forgot about this magical moment.
We got to get this on tape. But your magical encounter at the gas station.
When we pulled into this gas station, which honestly, I was like, oh, no Red Bull because there's no place to buy one. It's like, just like, I didn't see any place convenient, you know.
Yeah, it was all just
Uh,
restaurants.
Not the I think I saw a gas station to the left, but we were going right to the highway. I was like, I can live. And then out of nowhere appears this BP station, and I was like, wow, it's meant to be. So I pull
An
over.
oasis in the desert. Just literally appeared.
Right. We pull in, I go in and grab a Red Bull, and I'm walking through the candy bar aisle back, and I'm looking. There's like a million candy bars, and I was like, I just ate anyway, but I was looking for something small, sweet, and I was just like, I don't need a fucking candy bar anyway. So I heard the lady at the counter. This lady goes, what are you looking for? I was like, oh, nothing. You know, I was just looking, you know, I don't need it anyway. So I walked to the counter, and she's like, have you tried the new Milky Way? And I said, this was the strangest experience. I was like, we're the only ones in the store, me and her. And I was like, no, what's the deal? And she's like, oh, it's really good. It's all caramel, you know, or whatever. You like caramel? She goes, do you like caramel? I was like, yeah. I was like, then I told her, I was like, honestly, what I like the new chocolate covered Payday. I was like, yeah, I'll try that sometime. It's pretty good. I was like, I just don't need a king size Snicker bar, or whatever. I mean, or whatever candy bar. She walks around the counter and apparently in front of the counter, you know, there were some more candy bars. She pulls out the new Milky Way. She opens it. She opens it and holds it out by the wrapper and says, here. And like giving me the candy bar to take, and I was like, okay. And I just take it out, and you know, and she went back behind the counter. She said, I'm not charging you or whatever. It was just like, it's like, so I got a free Milky Way.
The look on his face walking back to the car holding this wrapperless candy bar
was wild.
That is wild. Wonder if she still has her job.
Some people got it.
Discover she's been giving away Milky Way.
Exactly. I don't know whether she gets what she.
She's getting a kickback from the candy man or what?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she just was like, that was her. She really wanted to share that this was a new thing. It was pretty good, but I've never been a big Milky Way fan. But this was just caramel with chocolate on it. I mean,
the actual gas station employee is tied up in the back somewhere, and this is just like somebody from Mars Incorporated.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. It's like she gets back there, and they're like, they're never gonna believe you work here. You're busted now. We would never do that. Well, they're dead now. That was a week ago.
Yep. For sure.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my!
I don't know how Lexington is going to top that, but we got Lexington coming up in about a week. I'm sure much more to come throughout the summer months. So that's our trip report for this episode. But yeah, we did get home just in time to see the Oscars.
My Super Bowl.
So yeah, I signed back up for Hulu, just timing it out to have it for this weekend to watch the Oscars. So I got home right about 7, changed clothes, you know, unpacked my car, and then so it was like 10, 15 after 7. So I'm assuming streaming, I can just start the stream and watch it. So nope, I could only do it live on Hulu. So I missed the whole beginning, the whole opening monologue. I missed a good chunk of the opening. I was like, well, crap. So I tried to rewind it. I tried to pause it. It would only let me do live until after, like a day later. Then I went back and rewatched the beginning. So I did manage to see it all, but I missed the live.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this, Jordan, because I was like, Oscars are tonight. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, I wonder what we were like in between. We were watching something. We got in between whatever was finished. And I was like, I think I'm going to flip it over here just to, maybe I can watch some of the red carpet, because I don't have Hulu Live. Okay. And the Oscars are on ABC. We don't have a local ABC affiliate that I can paperclip it. So I'm like, I'm fully expecting not to be able to watch it. And so I turned Hulu on, and there at the top, there's Conan and Oscars Live, and it's like, I don't know, 6:45. So I click on it just to see what'll happen, and red carpet stuff is happening. And I watch a few minutes of that, and then they're like, yeah, okay, we're going to switch over or something. The Oscars are starting, and they go to the main broadcast. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to watch this. I don't have Hulu Live. And it's running. I was like, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, I bet it's one of those deals where they let you watch the first 15, 30 minutes, and then it cuts off, trying to get you to buy the live. 7:30 comes around, still plays. I don't dare change anything.
That was just how it was. Everybody, I don't have Hulu Live. No, we neither. It was just on regular.
Special
I didn't know that, so I sat there.
You didn't find a wormhole or anything. Everybody was just watching on it.
Yeah, so I thought I had something special there for a minute. I was like, I'm not touching anything. I'm watching this thing till the end.
we like award shows. Like Seth said, this is his Super Bowl. This is a big deal. We're still old school like that. We're not hipsters who don't care about this stuff. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good show. Had 17.9 million viewers on ABC and Hulu, but that was down 9% from last year, and was the smallest audience since 2022, which was the year Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, if you need that context. So this is the lowest rated one since then. So I don't know what more they need to do. People just don't care as much anymore. The movie stars aren't enough of a draw. They're going to be on YouTube eventually. It's not even going to be on broadcast network. So whatever. But I thought this was an excellent show. Conan O'Brien is the host. Matt Berry is the announcer. Were just really, really good. It had some really, really good moments. I love the opening. The weapons spoof with Conan and the kids running through all the movies was just so well done. They did a post-credit scene spoofing one battle after another. Good little another silly Conan bit. We had the first tie in more than a decade. Only the sixth one in history. Two live-action shorts, The Singers, and people exchanging saliva.
They had to have. It's not. Yeah, I mean it's happened before, but Kumail obviously was told beforehand because he handled it very smoothly.
He was smooth. Yeah. We had the first ever award for casting, a brand new category. Cassandra Koulakundis from One Battle After Another won that for the first time ever. The cinematographer for Sinners, Autumn Durald Ka-Pow, became the first woman and the first black person to ever win Best Cinematography. The 98th Oscars. No black person, no woman has ever won that award until her. We had a really in-depth in memoriam segment. I mean, usually that's kind of a quick before the commercial thing where we turn the lights down, but they really, because we've lost so many huge stars this year. Robert Redford, Robin Michelle Reiner, Diane Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, a million other ones. So they really took their time honoring the people we've lost. Of course, they left people out. There's always a kerfuffle. There's no James Van Der Beek. Eric Dane just passed away, so several names got left off. But I thought they did an excellent job.
I think that's because they died in 2026. Like they'll be in the next Oscars because it was the 2025 Oscars. Maybe. Yeah, but I thought that Billy Crystal, like his little speech was very cool, and like having the way they did it and the effect of having all the actors come out behind him, and that was pretty cool.
I like them just having all the movie posters of all Warrant Runner's movies. I was like, that guy had banger after banger.
And 2 super cool music performances. We got Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which I'm sure people tuned in for. That was like the biggest pop culture thing of the year.
Yep. I meant to mention that on the Pooh Awards. Like, it's like the actual biggest movie of the year. None of us saw or whatever.
And then the performance of I Lied to You from Sinners was just super
amazing.
Super cool.
That was so good.
They had Miles Caton reprise his role as the blues singer, several cast members from the movie, plus actual musicians Buddy Guy, Brittany Howard, Shabuzi, Raphael Sadiq. So just tons. They even
threw a ballet dancer out there for Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, that seemed a little on point.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of recreated that famous scene. Just awesome live performance.
I don't know who the ballerina. I don't know the ballerina's name, but I had seen where she had came out of retirement for that performance, which was kind of neat.
That's funny.
This time it's
just
personal.
To shove it in his face.
Ballet
exactly.
Is personal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know these shows go 4 hours. I know it's a bunch of indie movies people don't usually see, but I there's still something special about the Oscars to me, and I thought this year was just excellent show.
Yep.
We got a new meme from Leo, so
whatever. That was stupid.
I've seen.
But I was glad that I was. I thought the right movie won. Like Sinners was great, and honestly, what's so awesome is like those 2 movies were huge in the film crowd this past year, and like were very beloved, and it clearly looked like it was going to be a showdown between the 2 of them at the end, and they're original. Like I mean, one is based on a book or whatever loosely, but it's like this isn't some it's like it's original stuff here. It's like you just don't get that very often, and it was awesome.
They both kept winning smaller awards throughout the night, so you didn't quite know who was going to take it in the end. But yes, I got a couple of the winners here. Best international film was Sentimental Value from Norway, which that was kind of a runoff this year. Like there were several big foreign films that were nominated for other things, so like it wasn't a shoo-in who was going to win that for sure. Best documentary feature, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, a timely doc.
That was a surprise because everybody thought it was going to be Perfect Neighbor.
Yeah. K-Pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Film and Best Original Song for Golden. Visual effects went to Avatar: Fire and Ash. Best Sound went to F1. It's like Oscar winner, F1.
Throw me a freaking bone here.
And then Frankenstein won all the rest of the kind of technical awards: makeup and hairstyling, costume design, and production design. And then Best Supporting Actress went to Amy Madigan from Weapons. Kind of a nice, someone with a long career.
Yeah,
given a nice award there. Best Actress went to Jessie Buckley for Hamnet.
That was a no-brainer.
And then everything else went to the other 2. So Sinners won Cinematography, Original Screenplay, Original Score, and Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan. And then One Battle After Another won everything else: casting, editing, adapted screenplay, Best Director Paul Thomas Anderson, Best Supporting Actor Sean Penn, and Best Picture. That was probably the favorite for the evening, but I wasn't sure, even right down to when the envelope was going to open. I wasn't 100% sure that was going to take
Sinners felt like the movie of the year. Sinners and Weapons, honestly, to me, felt like the movies of the year, but Sinners a bit more so. But I like Sinners fine, but I just don't like it as well as One Battle. Like I've rewatched Sinners, and I'm so annoyed by how much time they spent on the being invited into the place. Everybody knows this vampire trope. Why are we talking about it?
They were still doing it at the Oscars. He tried to get on stage while the music was going.
It's like 15 minutes of this movie is talking about getting into the freaking place. It's the juke joint. Like, come on. Because there's so much that's just amazing in that movie. The ending.
Focus on that,
it's great. But so I enjoyed the other one a little bit more, but I was glad to see them both clean up. I would have loved to seen. I mean, I'm happy that Bugonia got a Best Picture nom. I honestly didn't expect that. So I'm glad I got something. But Jesse Plemons should have been. I liked Michael B. Jordan pointed Jesse Plemons, and I was like, these are Friday Night Lights guys are you could have predicted it, and nobody really would have believed you. You know, these guys are great actors. Someday it's going to be them, and it is. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, that I saw that later, and I had no idea. I'd never watched Friday Night Lights. I was like, I didn't know. Whatever. That's where Jesse Plemons came from, basically, and Michael B. Jordan, of course, was on The Wire and something before that.
Yeah, the only kind of negative spot for me was why give Sean Penn an award when you know he's not going to show up. You know he doesn't. Yeah, well,
he gave his Oscar to Zelensky last year, the year before, or something.
So this year he was in Ukraine while the Oscars were going on, and he was on Zelensky's Instagram that night to prove that he was in Ukraine, and the CEO of Ukrainian Railways gave him an honorary Oscar made of scrap iron from a train car that had been bombed by Russia. So Sean Penn is better than us and more globally conscious than us and doesn't care about silly stuff like this. So he's got a shrapnel train car Oscar instead of his golden. So.
Yeah, I think they made a big mistake and should have given it to any of the other nominees. Honestly, he was good in it. I think they were all pretty even. I'm surprised Jacob Elordi didn't get it, honestly. As much Frankenstein stuff it was going. And Stellan Skarsgård was good. Benicio del Toro was great.
Yeah, he was.
That and Delroy Lindo, if they were going to, give him this is his career award or whatever. Come on, he didn't do anything fantabulous, but
why give it to a guy who obviously doesn't care when there's a guy that you could really honor for a whole career's worth of excellence?
Oh yeah. He would have appreciated that so much, and I'm all about I want them to appreciate it, So I would have much rather seen that. Yeah.
Anyway. So award season is over. The Oscars have been awarded. The Pooh Bah Awards have been handed out. So that's it.
Yeah. Now we can move on to the 2026 finally.
It's already spring of 2026.
Yeah, we're going to be picking our summer movie challenge before too long.
Oh my gosh.
Get into all that.
We had did everybody see the Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just watched it on the big screen tonight. Also,
there's an awful lot going on in that trailer.
There is. So I gotta ask. Is he but is he gonna have natural web shooters now or something?
That's what they seem.
Is
to be
this a comic thing, right? This happened in the comics where you're cocooned.
Yeah, this was sort of. It's funny because I was just rewatching the Spider-Man 90s animated series. I was just in the Spider-Man movie. I'm reading the Clone Saga. I'm in 90s Spider-Man heaven right now. So I'm like, I want to go back and watch some of those. So season 2 was all Neogenic Nightmare, where Peter starts mutating and grows the 6 arms.
I was going to say that's what I remembered was the extra arms. Yeah,
he turns into the man spider. So it seemed to be they're hinting that he's got some mutation more to come. So I don't know how faithful they're going to adapt that story, but
I'm like everybody else. I think I just want to know who Sadie Sink is playing.
a lot of characters. I'm not even sure who the main villain is going to be. They've thrown so many.
I can't believe Scorpion, that guy is playing Scorpion. Like, that feels like so many years ago that was rumored. Yeah. Back when they were going to do the Sinister Six or whatever. And like, wow, they're really doing Michael Mando or whatever his name is.
Stuck with it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then I like seeing the hand, and there was some cool stuff. It was very comic booky things, except like Peter's a stalker now. Whatever, that's a little weird. But
is this a? Because I didn't pay attention. Is this a Universal or a Sony movie, or is this a Disney movie?
I don't know.
I think we're still Disney.
Okay. I mean, I assumed that's what it was, but Spider-Man's always that weird Sony thing, and then they do the shitty Spider-Man movies that aren't Spider-Man movies, so I don't know where those fall in the continuity of it all.
I saw a good joke. Somebody said they had to stop using the home thing in the titles because no young people today knows what a new home is.
Yeah,
for a new home.
No hope to ever have a new home. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, lots of characters. A lot of speculation about more characters being in this movie. Some big stars.
That looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks. I'm ready. I'm pretty hyped for that one. So I think this summer is going to be hard to predict what's going to make the money, and so we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah.
Any other movie discussion?
I saw Project Hail Mary tonight. I'd read the book. That's Andy Weir. He did The Martian. He wrote The Martian. So this is Ryan Gosling being the Matt Damon type thing, going to space, solving problems. I like the book. It's been getting really good reviews. This movie, everybody's like acts like it's this is better than we thought it was going to be, and all this stuff, and it's good. It just like I wouldn't have necessarily originally been like, hey, take your kids, and now I'm like, hey, might as well take your kids, because it's very like feel good. I mean, it's got some darkness to it for sure, but it's like it's very, very. It's definitely kids are. I would think. If you're of a certain age, you probably can't be super young, but if you can see John Wick 4, you can watch this. Yeah, basically.
That kid's like 6 months older now.
That kid's just as jaded as I am now. He'd watch this and send your kids to watch this movie. He's 6.5 now. And he's like, I don't know.
He's just on
little kiddie for me. Yeah.
He's stock trading.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was a solid movie, but I was hoping for a little bit more.
Gosling just did. He just hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And
you're talking to the Saturday Night Live guy here. I know that. Yeah,
did you notice stupid Disney stuff? But at the close of the show, when they all come out, he had like a button up shirt on that wasn't buttoned up, and underneath his T-shirt, he was wearing a 90s Mickey Mouse Club T-shirt.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was super cool. I was just sitting there as you were talking. I'd forgotten about that, and you were talking about that. And I sitting here next to me is my 1989 Mickey Mouse Club membership card. Right there. Still got it. That was my show back in the day.
In the club.
In the club.
He still got it. Like Ralph Mouth.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I signed up for Hulu, and there were about 12 movies on there that we talked about during the Pooh Bah Awards that I haven't seen yet. So I'm weeks behind. I'm finally going to get caught up with some of these
I saw you finally watched Predator Badlands.
Predator, yeah, that was the first one I watched. That was fun.
Oh yeah. I just thought that guy really sets things up and pays them off. Like he ties everything together and pays them off. And there's some cool Predator stuff in it too. Like, I mean, some of the like really neat stuff. So I really liked it. Jordan hated it. He only gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. That means I loved it and he hated it.
Yep, that's what that means.
I just want to get that right out the open.
That's how the ratings work.
Oh my. All right, we did it.
So Cliff had the idea for a one job.
Before we go any further, there's just one job. We say we still need to keep forever. That'll never leave us. It'll make us so happy for the rest of our lives. We'll put it on their headstone. Raise the rest for our time. Will you love it? Will you love it forever? Do you need it? Will you never leave it? Will it make you so happy for the rest of your life? Did we take one away that you enjoy what you love? You gotta know right now. Before we go any further, we pick one job. The rest say goodbye forever.
Yeah.
Luminary to discuss the acting world that we have not talked about before.
And he's not dead. He has not
And
passed
he's
away
living.
yet.
As of this recording, he's still alive.
That's right. So tonight, we got to find a one job for Jack Nicholson.
All right, Carl. Thanks a million. Say a little missus for me, will you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here's the first of the day, fellas. To old D.H. Lawrence. Indians.
And I think Seth is looking up all the movies right
Looking
now.
look at some movies right
Been
now.
in some really classic stuff, but I wouldn't ever say he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch a movie just because he's in it, that kind of deal. But I'm sure I'll come up with at least 8. I'm like, oh yeah, that.
To me, he popped in my head because it just seems like he's such a fixture of Hollywood, right? Like, I mean, sitting at the Laker games, was always people doing the impression, and like I just feel like he was one of the, like, that several decades, the 70s through the 90s, he was a real, he was a big player in the town, I guess. So
yeah, I mean the big ones we got,
rattle them off.
Try not to go too big at the beginning. I'm just thinking some movies I saw as I'm going up through here. Well, there was 5 Easy Pieces, right? And Wolf. About Schmidt.
Yeah.
Anger Management. The Bucket List, Something's Gotta Give, Witches of Eastwick.
Oh yeah,
Easy Rider.
Jeez, yeah, classic.
Mars Attacks, As Good as It Gets.
Okay. Now, I got a real great compliment for you, and it's true.
I'm so afraid you're about to say something awful.
Don't be pessimistic. It's not your style. Okay, here I go. It's clearly a mistake. I've got this, ailment? My doctor, a shrink that I used to go to all the time, he says that in 50 or 60% of the cases, a pill really helps. I hate pills. Very dangerous thing, pills. Hate. I'm using the word hate here. About pills. Hate. My compliment is, that night when you came over and told me that you would never... all right, well... you were there, you know what you said. Well, my compliment to you is, the next morning, I started taking the pills.
I don't quite get how that's a compliment for me.
You make me want to be a better man.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Departed.
Yeah, that's...
And then the big four, I think the big four are A Few Good Men, Batman, Chinatown, and The Shining.
I think, I mean, not to besmirch your list you just created on the fly, but I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a pretty, I don't want to say milestone.
I've seen it.
A big movie.
I should probably watch it again. It's huge, but I don't remember.
It definitely fits his strongest, his wheelhouse of slightly unhinged, a little bit crazy, a little bit charming, a little bit dangerous, a little bit mean, a little bit, sly. He's just got such a edge to him in those sorts of roles, and that's what he does the best. Maybe not a villain, but he's definitely usually not a real good guy.
So Fina likes the spicy humor. Maybe you'd enjoy the knee slapper you told me earlier about the great Buddha.
Oh, what did you say about Buddha?
Dave said, how does a guy who weighs over 600 pounds have the balls to teach people about self-discipline?
Hey, let's not make fun of my God here.
You know what else Dave finds particularly piquant? Recalling your nutjob sister struggling with her underpants in a straitjacket.
Oh, you think that's funny?
Dave used to con her into getting naked by saying that her clothes had ghosts in them.
That never happened.
Then he'd pull out his winky and tell her it was a strawberry ice cream cone.
Is that what you've come here to tell me? Did you expose yourself to my sister?
No. And don't shove me again.
It's shower room humiliation all over again. He's giving you a wet willy and making you chew on his jock strap and fart blossom and all this.
Answer me, Buzznick! Did you get it on with my sister?
Over and over again. And she moaned like a wildebeest.
Wildebeest.
Yeah, I mean, immediately I think of Batman, just because that was a huge movie for me as a kid. My first word was Batman. So
I've heard.
It's not one word, Cliff. It's one job.
Yeah, it's one job, Cliff.
Then he had us.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
But yeah, again, that's an iconic, that movie blew up. It was the summer of Batman that whole year, and again, the villain was kind of stole the show on that.
Yeah,
it's a lot thanks to Nicholson.
Yeah, I love A Few Good Men. Yeah, it's one of those Rob Reiner classics. I think everybody's good in it. Cruise is awesome in it. I just remember so many moments from that, and Nicholson is freaking great. That's an iconic performance, and it's probably my favorite movie on that list.
I need an answer to my question, sir.
Take caution in your tone, Commander. I'm a fair guy, but this fucking heat is making me absolutely crazy.
But even I don't know if I could put that, if I would put that as his
one job
in the annals. Like, I mean, I just feel like you have to put The Shining. Like,
that's what I feel is the kind of the consensus pick. When the Oscars do his in memoriam, we're gonna see Jack Torrance, but. Is it the Ka-Pow pick? I don't know. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
right. Yeah. You can do whatever.
It's not my favorite movie for sure.
Yeah.
And again, I think Chinatown's a great movie, but it's not one I rewatch over and over again. It's very subtle. It's not his most flamboyant performance.
No,
it's a little more underrated.
No, it's a good movie, but it's not like he's a huge standout.
Yeah.
And Easy Rider, he's kind of the third lead in that. I wouldn't put that as his top movie. And some of these later ones, like people love About Schmidt or As Good as It Gets, people really love those movies. But these later movies weren't my. I've seen them all probably once, so I couldn't lean that direction.
Yeah,
I'm knocking movies off here, but I don't know which one I would elevate.
I don't think I would ever pick it, but for this, Anger Management kind of was one of those that stood out for me, like him and Sandler, and that's looking back on it, it's a pretty good movie. So it was original for me at the time, and I like Sandler, and yeah.
I probably narrow mine down to Batman, A Few Good Men, or Cuckoo's Nest. I like Cuckoo. Like, he's fighting the system. He's the odds are against him. He's got all these other inmates. He's trying to lead them to become their best selves. So that's a pretty feel good performance in a dark, kind of dreary movie. He by the end of it, you feel a little bit better about life. So I like that for sure. But again, Batman's kind of that's our wheelhouse.
Right. That's too easy to slot in there. Yeah, I like Cuckoo's Nest too. I thought you guys would be all in on The Shining. I understand the argument there of, I think that's what a lot of people think of when they think of him. I think that's when he became megastar in Hollywood.
Ever occurred to you what would happen to my future if I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities? Has it ever occurred to you? Has it?
Stay away from me.
Why?
I just want to go back to my room.
Why?
Well, I'm very confused. I just need a chance to think things over.
You've had your whole fucking life to think things over. What good's a few minutes more gonna do you now?
Stay away from me. Please. Don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Stay away from me.
Wendy.
Stay away.
Darling, light of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
Stay away from me. Don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Stay away from me. Stay away. Please.
Stop swinging the bat.
Stay away from me.
Put the bat down, Wendy.
Stop it.
Wendy, give me the bat.
Please. Stay away.
Give me the bat.
Stop it.
Give me the bat.
Stay away from me.
Stop swinging the bat.
Please stop.
Give me the bat, Wendy.
Stay away.
Wendy.
Stay.
Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
Ah, God damn.
But I think it's, for me, I think I have to vote for either Batman or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And I would go A Few Good Men or The Shining.
Yeah, I understand The Shining. I don't think I've ever seen A Few Good Men.
What is the matter with you? You're like, I don't know what you are.
You, Lieutenant Weinberg.
I don't like Tom
That's
Cruise.
Crazy. That's
and
crazy.
When did that come out? Like
93, 93 maybe.
Yeah, I'm in like high school.
92.
Okay, junior high. Yeah, I would have had no interest in that movie.
Right, but it wasn't like you were in junior high till today.
Well, kinda.
My brothers and I have always joked about that scene where he's on the stand and just chewing glass and just like, ugh. And Kevin Pollak is sitting there as like, the other lawyer. He's like, who would do that? You, Lieutenant Weinberg. It's like, what did he's catching strays. What did he do? He wasn't, like, why are you singling him out?
Colonel. You snotty little bastard.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
If Lieutenant Kendrick gave an order that Santiago wasn't to be touched, then why did he have to be transferred? Colonel, Lieutenant Kendrick ordered the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Lieutenant Kendrick to do.
Object!
And when it went bad, you cut these guys loose!
Your Honor!
You had markets inside a phony transport!
Your Honor!
You doctored the logbook!
Damn it, Captain!
You coerced the doctor!
Consider yourself in contempt!
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did!
Yeah. I just always think him saying, did I make myself clear? Crystal. I like when Cruz says that.
Yeah, that's become, you want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. Like, that
is so...
You can't handle the truth. Like, yeah, that's iconic movie scene.
So what do you think, Jordan? Which one are you leaning towards here?
I just don't want to say Batman because it's our obvious choice, so... But we don't seem unanimous on Cuckoo's Nest, so...
Mm-hmm. Do you like A Few Good Men that much? I mean, that's like...
Yeah, I do.
That was a pretty big movie at your house.
Yeah.
Well, I will... God... for nostalgia's sake, I'll be the one. I'll vote for Batman.
I'll vote for A Few Good Men.
And I'll vote for Cuckoo's Nest. we have a hung jury. Jack Nicholson is undefinable. He's unjobbable.
Well, the thing is, he's unjobbable. That's what he's known for in the annals. Forever, that's one of the situations. He hasn't seen A Few Good Men. I've only seen Cuckoo's Nest once, a long time ago.
So let's just say Batman.
Ugh, I hate
give the
that
people
answer.
what they want.
I don't like that answer. I don't think he's that great of a Joker. Even like I don't love him in that movie.
He was a good Napier. Jack Napier.
Yeah, that's my ex's maiden name, Napier. I always thought that was weird. I was like, that's from Batman.
Yeah. Sounds fake.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Stumped.
Wow, it's a great one, Cliff.
Yeah, I'm so glad we put it at the end of the episode.
I am too. We don't even have to do this. We can just walk away.
Woo! Lordy.
I mean, yeah, The Shining is...
Yeah, we could all just suck it up and just put The Shining.
Say The Shining.
Just say The Shining. I could live with it.
I can live with that answer. That was my second
In the annals of compromised answers.
Never before have we picked one that nobody picked. It's amazing.
Let's all be slightly underwhelmed.
I feel like that's the way it should be for Jack Nicholson. Like, come on.
Slightly
The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
Shining. When you look at that tombstone, as I've said before, I picture a graveyard, and on this tombstone,
His frozen corpse.
Is his frozen corpse. Exactly. I love that. I love that for us. It's a great trip through the graveyard. So you can imagine what Arnold Schwarzenegger's is going to be. We'll put them right next to each other.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was well thought out, well executed.
Cliff will add that into something magical.
Okay.
And another one in the books. Another another episode of Ka-Pow the Pop Culture.
Now, I'm going to say this here at the end here. This is a tease here that's going to blow one of our listeners' minds. That the next episode is probably going to be a little 5 or 10 minute teaser, and it's going to star the original Jesse Starcher. He doesn't even know it yet. He's finding out right along with the rest of you.
At 1.5 speed.
So get ready.
He's in.
He just had to rewind it and make sure he heard it correctly.
He's like, what? What? That's right, Jesse. You're starring in the next
Tag
episode.
him in. He's been standing outside the ropes. We just got to tag him in.
It's going to blow your mind. We haven't recorded it yet, by the way. You have not recorded it yet.
What a way to celebrate 10 years by just going
off the rails
without a safety net.
Unjobbable.
Promising things we can't deliver.
We've been doing it for a decade. No stopping now. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll be back shortly with something.
Yeah.
Till then, my name's Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
We still got it. I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Thanks for listening to Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast. The best way to support the show is by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/YouDownWithKPP. Catch every episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or wherever you listen, and check us out online. Stay connected with us on YouTube and TikTok for extra content, or send us an email anytime at kapowthepopculturepodcast@gmail.com. All sounds, clips, and media played are the property of their copyright holders. All original content is the property of Ka-Pow, the Pop Cultured Podcast. We'll be back soon with more fun, more laughs, and more pop culture. But until then, ask everybody you know. You down with KPP?